Knowledge puffs up. In most cases, the harm caused by solely external education is that it gives rise to an inflated idea of self. This idea then becomes the obstacle that prevents God's grace from coming close to us. By contrast, when we put away our inflated and false idea of self, then God, our benevolent and generous Father, will bless and enrich us with His divine and luminous ideas. When, however, the unfortunate people inflated with self-importance keep this idea uppermost in their minds remain more brain, carnal, and do not know the grace of God, the Holy Spirit. Too much knowledge may inflate the head and turn it into an air balloon which either explodes in mid-air from schizophrenia or breaks up into pieces from pride. This is why knowledge should proceed with fear of God and be in accord with one's action, so that there is a balance. Without fear of God and right action, knowledge can harm. When I am full of myself, of egoism, and I talk in order to show off my reasoning skills, spiritual laws may intervene and help me to come to my senses. But when this happens all the time, the outcome is not good. If a small piece of hair falls in our eye, it will cause a minor irritation. But if this happens all the time, the irritation will become serious. This is also how spiritual irritation comes about. When people are clever and complete a task with ease, they ought to dissolve in the presence of God, thanking Him day and night for having given them intelligence and the ability to do the work without having become tired. The least we can do is to thank Him. Geronda, what if a person believes that he is not capable of achieving anything? This is a temptation by the devil, who now works on the opposite side. Instead of making us feel proud, he makes us feel worthless. The camel was once asked, "Do you like going uphill better than going downhill?" And it answered, "There is also the straight and level path. Why can't I go that way?" Those who have a weaker intellect may actually fare better. God has given us brains so that we may be better people. And what do? One day we will have to answer to Him. God's economy providence is active. Everywhere. Those who are not very bright are happy in this life and will be happier in the next, while those who are very intelligent have nothing but problems. Geronda, will the mentally impaired be well in the next life? Will they have a normal mind? When death comes, it will not matter how bright one is or isn't, because the brain simply rots. Once in heaven, what will matter is the intellect, nous. In heaven, the saints who have been theologians will not differ in their knowledge of God from those faithful who are mentally impaired. God may even be more generous to the handicapped, because they are deprived of so many things in this life.